Donna and John. I'll come around. Hello there again. And if you'd be so kind, raise your right hand. One more time. Do you solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful to the state, support the laws and constitution thereof, and that you will well and truly execute the duties and responsibilities as a member of the Coventry Land Trust for the term which you were appointed or until another be engaged in your place? So help you God. Yeah. Congratulations. Very good. And good luck to you. Congratulations. Okay, now, the next one. Number 4, reference 6, Mrs. George.
This is a resolution requesting the General Assembly's approval of town charter amendments that were approved on November 8, 2016.
Okay, Mr. Gorham, would you like to just sort of fill us in a little bit before we vote?
It's the practice of the town council to have all amendments to the charter ratified. That way they carry the same force as an act of the General Assembly and can never be questioned. So we do this every time we do a charter amendment that's approved by the voters. So all the charter amendments are set forth on this resolution. Once it's passed, we'll give it to a member of the General Assembly or all of them. They'll bring it to the General Assembly and hopefully it will pass. There's really nothing controversial in any of the things we did last fall that the voters approved. So that's it. Is there a question?
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, I do have a question because, nope, not doing that.
You want to give mine?
Yeah, please. Okay, so it's March and the voters voted on this in November, and I'm wondering, realistically, how long do you think we can get before we have this ratified? Because with an ordinance coming up at this point, who are you pointing at?
Well, I saw Senator Kettle raise his hand as if he had the answer. I'm
just thinking we don't want to, that whole ordinance part of the charter about spending less to advertise ordinances.
Well, hold on. The charter amendments, let me just clarify the reason we're doing this. The charter amendments are valid.
Okay.
They're valid because we adopted them pursuant to Article 13 of the Rhode Island Constitution. But just as a further precaution, because the Rhode Island Constitution says that any law that is inconsistent with the general laws, any local law, could be deemed to be unconstitutional, because ultimately the lawmaking authority for the entire state lies exclusively with the General Assembly. The town charter can only govern local matters, okay? So, and the form of government. So, what every town does, including Coventry, is just to make absolutely certain that there's no problem, even if somebody came up with an argument, that one of our charter amendments from last fall might, to the slightest degree, be inconsistent with state law, or that it's not local enough. Once the General Assembly approves it, that gives it the authenticity of the highest approval you can have.
Okay.
So that's why we're doing it. They are still effective now,
so
those changes. I got them in the mail today, actually.
Okay. All right, good. Just wanted to clarify that.
Senator, I see you and you've made the effort to come forward. I will not disappoint you. Please help.
Authenticity of highest approval. I couldn't have explained that better. Basically, we had a controversy back in 2011. I think Senator Shipley remembers. We passed the charter in May, so I don't anticipate any problems. We can probably get this done within a month or so. So, no issues.
Thank you, Senator. Did I hear Senator Ripsakis say the other side of the aisle, and he mentioned your name, Senator Kettle? Senator Kettle? Never mind. I think it was
Lost its luster.
Yeah, lost its luster. Thank you for helping out. Okay. Next, we have to vote on it. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Okay, do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. The ayes have it. Now next, number 5, reference 7. Who's going to speak on this one? Mr. Dawn or Mr. Waters? This is Buffalo Lodge.
As discussed in the executive session at the last meeting, this resolution satisfies an agreement that the town has come to with Buffalo Lodging and Associates, also known as Hampton Inn. During the tax years of 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, there are some
The one thing we didn't know when we discussed it in closed session was how we had essentially resolved the issue of taxes, but the way it was going to be financed with credits. After the closed session, where you might remember a member of my firm suggested that he thought the plaintiff, Buffalo Lodging, the hotel, he thought they would agree to the financing scheme that he had devised, and they did. So this reflects what was discussed in closed session, including the financing portion of it. So if you were satisfied in the closed session, then this is something that you can vote yes on.
Okay, thank you for clarification. Anyone to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, do a second? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, all in favor. Go. Thank you. Next, number 8, reference, I'm sorry, number 6, reference 8. Mr. Waters.
Sure. Before you have a resolution for the town council approving the town of Coventry and ASME Council 94 Local 3484 contract for the term of January 1st, 2017 through December 31st, 2019. There should be a clarification that the resolution states January 1st and the agenda states July 1st. During the time frame of July 1st and January 1st of 2016 to 2017, negotiations were still ongoing, and there was an agreement between the union and the town to maintain the previous terms of the 2013 to 2016 contract. So the resolution is only applicable from January 1st, 2017 through December 31st, 2019.
Okay, thank you. So what we have in front of us is accurate and time to vote on. Okay, do I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Contract.
Thank you. Continue the good work. All right, next, we have number 7, reference 9, Mrs. George.
This is a resolution approving funding of an agenda management system with live streaming video.
Okay, Mr. Waters?
And at this time, I will call our IT director, Mr. Wazika, up to the podium. In your packet, you have a resolution for the award of a contract for the live stream as well as agenda management. This was an item that was put into the budget for fiscal year 17, specifically at the financial town meeting. And we received a good return on the bids. We had 6 overall bidders. In the packet, you also have attached to the resolution a summary of the bids, and Mr. Rizika can provide a brief explanation of the bidders.
Very brief.
Good evening.
Good evening. Price ranged from almost $30,000 all the way down to a low that we were able to, with a final and best offer, recontacting of the bidders. We got this down to 13,013 and change for a total cost of this. The money was approved. I'm looking for authorization to spend the money that was budgeted. What we'd like to do also, because of the cost of this being as low as it was, not only there are 3 options that came along with this. One of them being a boards and commission management system which integrates fully into this, which covers all of when the terms are up. Gives warning. It also has all of this will be automatically updated on the website as these changes take place. So it's going to take and clean up a lot of the problems we have with that. The other 2 are very low cost additions to this, which was a contract management solution as well as a public records request tracking solution that we want to add in for a total cost of this package of $17,240. It's going to give the clerk's office a lot of ability when they're doing the agendas.
And the public records request, I think, is something that I'm particularly interested in. We get a slew of, between the police department and town hall, we get a slew of public records requests, and so this will definitely help us stay on top of when public records requests are made, what's being requested, and when they're due.
The agenda management is excellent. One of the nice things with this is we'll be able to have 2 packets, one for the public, something they don't have now, which is access to all of the accompanying data on the agendas. They simply see the base. They're going to be able to see that. Your packets, if there's anything confidential that can't be put out to the public, only goes to you. It only gets to you. It doesn't go to them. So this alone, the agenda management piece of this is huge. It's going to make life a lot simpler for the clerk's office, much more efficient, and it's going to help to ensure that anything coming up on agendas can be rescheduled automatically through the system. It's a great system. We looked at all of these systems, or 5 of the 6, and this was one of the top 2. There were 2, this one and Provox. And Provox originally was the leader until iCompass came back on the thing and knocked off almost $3,000. And this is an annual cost. So this is not going to go back up to 20% that they knocked off. This is our locked-in fee annually of $17,000 and change. So this is a really good cost. Our original from a couple of the earlier vendors pushed that cost to nearly $30,000. So this saves us some money and gets us a fantastic product. And I think it'll be great for the town.
Clarification, I know at the financial town meeting, $15,000 was approved, and how would you come up with the extra money? Is that, I've heard you say that, is that still go?
It would come out of my operating budget for this year, and I've also put in a request to bring for this line item up another 5 if I can get it for next year. If not, it'll maintain out of my operating budget, my current budget.
Okay, and another question, you said it's locked in. Is that locked in for 1 year?
That price is the first year. There may be some slight annual increases, but we're not going to get, they're not going to kick that 20% that they knocked off. That 20% discount is locked in, so yes. There may be increases in future years, but we're not going to jump that 20% next contract. We'll maintain this pricing.
And you have a contract that you
We have
give to the town manager?
The town manager, that's what we're looking for, authorization for the town manager to sign and sign the contract and stop the process.
Okay, and another question is in the contract, is it set as to what the increases may go up from year to year? Do we have that in writing?
I would get that in writing if there's any.
I think we would have to come back before the council for awarding or approving the contract.
Each year?
Correct, but this just awards the bid.
Okay.
The council will have to approve the contract once the terms are brought forth. And that's how we've done it with other bids and contracts.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Go
Is
ahead.
there a training session? Is there a training session on this?
Yeah, this is one of the beauties of this one versus ProVox. What I liked with this is it's effectively an unlimited training. There's no additional cost. ProVox had a cost associated with their training. They do an in-person live. What iCompass does is they do a video conference training session, one-on-one, with each of the employees in the clerk's office. Anybody who's going to be using this system will get a one-on-one training, unlimited number of training sessions, whatever it takes to get the employee up to speed and operating on this. If there's change in personnel in the clerk's office or anywhere else that's using this, because this also includes unlimited boards and commission meetings. So we can do this for any and all once we get it, after we get it started.
In here?
In here, it'll have to be in here. So, and there's no additional cost for that. That's all built into the life of the contract that they will cover the cost of that free.
And this is also including the hardware?
Well, I've already spent like $2,000 on the mics. There's going to be probably another $2,500 that I'm going to have to do for the camera and the equipment for there. The encoder and all of that is included in this cost that they provide to do the video piece of it.
I just have a question, and again, the manager will go over the contract, but is it something where you're not locked into what you sign up for? You want to withdraw from it the following year? We're able to do so?
I haven't seen the terms and conditions.
Okay, all right, well, that'll be important. And again, I understand, a good idea. Hopefully it goes well. Obviously, it'll be a trial basis, and we'll see how it goes from year to year.
Thank you.
Excuse me? Okay, sorry.
Does this have search capability so anyone can go on there? And...
Yes, it does. They'll be able to do keyword searches
okay.
in the minutes because the minutes are linked to the video, and they put the search in, and it will pull up every incident of that, including it'll go across into the agendas and the agenda package, as well as if it's an item on the thing, it'll pop right to that section of the video so they can view just that. They don't have to go through, and that's all linked actually almost in real time with the clerk as she films during the meeting.
Okay, so that could bring down the records requests also if people are able to get on there and search for documents themselves.
I'm hoping so.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Labossinier.
I think my mic's on. One of the things, I mean, up front, I was not in favor of spending the kind of money on a video system, but this has a lot more than what was originally discussed at $30,000.
Well, no, this is the same package, except for those 3 add-ons.
Yeah, the other
add-ons are really
we still have
big.
another investment to make, which is really going to put us over $20,000. Originally for doing this. My question is, and again, to make sure, because, I mean, we're in budget seasons where we're appropriating nothing for capital needs anywhere, and I think we're making a lot of choices a lot of times when we're letting things disintegrate around us, but we're choosing new things. But with that being said, for a payback for this, what type of man-hours are we spending on public records requests? I mean, if we're spending the kind of hours on public records requests that make this, a good investment, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, what type of hours are we talking?
Well, I can defer to one, the chief and Therese, who they do the public records request for the police department, but also our town clerk and.
So this will alleviate them searching for, I mean, what type of, what things about the public records will this alleviate?
This will track all of the requests that we receive. It will work in conjunction with our different department heads. It'll speed up the process of getting all of that material together because everybody will be working together. What happens now is something will come in, we may get an email that goes back and forth to somebody else, and there's a whole there's a lot of people involved. This is just going to put everybody on the same playing field together to make those requests get compiled quicker. The problem is, like on those requests, we only can charge $15 an hour for any of the work that we do, and only after the first hour. Obviously, everybody's well over $15 pay scale. So anything we can save on this, even if we save an hour on each request, it's still saving us money and making us more efficient than what we're doing now.
Okay, and what are the legal limitations on when someone puts in a request? What are the do we have a specific time period? What are those?
It's generally 10 days. It can be extended by request to 30, but it's generally 10 days. So it's a very aggressive time schedule
For that.
under the Access to Public Records Act.
Right. So you say it's going to make it more efficient, Mr. Manager? Is this going to be worth our investment?
It'll definitely be worth our investment.
You know, like, in other words, I'm looking to prioritize every $18,000 or $20,000 that we're not spending somewhere else.
It's definitely going to be worth the investment. It'll allow our residents in the audience to pull up the agenda while they're sitting in the audience and go through the same packet that you're looking at right now. It will allow us to also minimize the ACWR request by any packet content be available online. So yes, I'm in favor of this. I believe in it. I think it will help the staff be more efficient, so you'll have time savings and cost savings there as well.
We get a substantial number of requests for the audio files from these meetings. That alone, it's all online. We don't have to spend the time digging those out, acquiring them, making copies, getting it out to them. It's right there, so it eliminates all of those, and we do get a substantial number of those. And that alone is going to save us a bunch of time.
Do we keep records of the requests that we have now? How long do we keep requests for?
I've kept them right along.
Kept them along. Good. Thank you. All right. Good. I'll stop down.
One last question.
Yes, sir.
Who in Rhode Island uses this iCompass Technologies out of Seattle, Washington?
iCompass they do not have any Rhode Island users currently. We would be the first. Hence, that's why they're knocking off the 20%, trying to get a foot in the door. They've got in excess of 800 customers countrywide. I contacted several of their current customers. All were very satisfied with them. Obviously, they're not going to give me a name of somebody who is dissatisfied.
Right. I got that down. So actually, no one in Rhode Island
No one in Rhode Island.
this, but you're comfortable with it at your research the last 6 years. 6 months, excuse me, it seems like 6 years. Probably to you more than me. Mr. Labusny has another question.
You've done a lot of work with our town website over the years. When you took it over, it was much less than optimal, and it's getting better. You know, you're taking a lot of hours. How is this going to integrate with the website? Will it be?
Yep, so these will just be links from the website, which in fact we are in the process of updating again, fully updating from the ground up. That should be done hopefully in the next 2 months. Really nice look and feel to it. We're changing the way it's going to operate. It's going to look really slick.
I know you've worked really hard on that.
It's actually going to save me. It's going to save a bunch of time because again, all of these meetings I have to put on that website.
Yeah.
Even though we're not required by state law to have all of these minutes on there, we place them all on. We've got several other meetings that we get that we place on there. All of that takes time to do it. That goes out the door because it's going to all be integrated with the package. We don't have to do anything to update. When the minutes are approved, they're automatically going to be on the website. So it's a really nice. Again, there's going to be a lot of time saving involved with this program. It sounds like 20 grand is a lot, but what this is going to save in man hours for the clerk's office and the whole process of the way we do agenda items. If we start working on agenda items, those are all done now in Word. Everything you see on that agenda is done in Word. This is going to be an agenda item, will be a separate unit. You work on it, you set it, you can move that to any meeting you want. It's not going to require, and even though it's computer-based with the Word, you're still going to go in, make all of that goes away. It's all generated. That agenda itself is computer generated based on the items that are in it. All the base things that are in there are all automatic.
Okay, I think that was a brief
I tried to be brief, sir.
You could be doing an ad, I suppose, for iCompass. And again, on a trial basis, the town manager wants it, the town clerk thinks it's going to be well. You say you're interested in it, and I'm sure hopefully it'll work out well. I guess I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution. A motion?
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Warzika.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brevity is great.
Good try.
Number 8, reference